Get your cameras ready. The dribble is in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. It's money on the floor. It's money all over the goddamn flow. It's all on the flow. It is. Thank you, Joseph. It's money on the flow. It's money on the flow. All over the goddamn flow. He said, I've been on the road trucking. What happened? First, I gotta give a special shout out to my sponsors. I keep good sponsors around here. Shout out to Prince Low. Sent me this custom low piece. With the his at the mizatch. 92 shit. Y'all like the video as y'all come in here. It's money all over the goddamn flow. It's money on the flow. It's money on the flow. It's money on the flow, people. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel as y'all come in here. And I might open up the hotline for y'all tonight. He said, I finally caught you. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Gully getting too much size for them 100 push-ups every day. Yeah, man, it's working out, man. I want you to make sure you grab the trifecta. Step your game up. Available at therealdribble.com, man. This is my herbal supplement. This is a phenom right now. I appreciate everybody who ordered. It's on the way. Anyway, they keep saying I'm getting big, man. I'm in the gym, man. I don't just be on here talking, man. I practice what I preach, and I be trying to share the philosophy of the dribble with you guys. Fitness, fashion, and finance. Everything by John said, yep, copped it Tuesday. Don't just take the supplement, man. Make sure you're working out. Make sure you're doing them 40 squats a day. And exercising, man. We're going to sustain great health this summer. Straight up. Subscribe to the channel. Randolph, I don't cite prices on my website. I mean, online. You have to go to the website, therealdribble.com. All the information is there for you. The ingredients is there for you. And you're going to be able to get your dribble right, man. You know what I'm saying? And your lady, she'll thank you for it. Something that I didn't expect. Before I get started on this Fat Joe shit, something I didn't expect was the great response that I got from females. Females is buying y'all some manpower, man. You niggas in the bedroom slacking, man. Selling a lot of trifecta to the ladies, man. I didn't expect that. Getting a lot of purchases from Rashidas and Natashas and shit like that. They getting you guys some manpower. It's gonna be summer, man. Y'all been half-stepping, man. Your lady, she trying to tell you something. So if she gift you this, get your dribble right before you be in the same situation as Offset, for y'all who see my previous video. Anyway, it's money on the flow. It's money all over the goddamn flow. It's Magic City in here, man. Look at all this goddamn money. We got a lawsuit, man. And I know that it's going to affect Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast. It is. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. I'm going to try to read. I'm going to read this from a credible lawsuit. I mean, a credible website. This is from allhiphop.com. Fat Joe hit with $20 million civil Rico lawsuit alleging money laundering, recording sex acts, and PPP scams. Now, before I read the details of the lawsuit here, I was on another platform and I was listening to someone who had paperwork in regards to this lawsuit. And Fat Joe is a freaky motherfucker too, man. He like the Rican Diddy. God damn, Joe. Joe like the Rican Diddy, man, and he got some pedophile shit on his ass. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. All in the same week. They just booked Tyler Perry the other day. He supposed to be doing some freak shit. Now you got the Rican Diddler. This is damn Joe. Damn Joe. This lawsuit at the root of this lawsuit is a gentleman by the name of Terrance Dixon. I'm assuming that's TA. That's TA, ain't it? They said TA the legend was right. I think this is TA. Is TA's name Terrance? God damn. Is TA's name Terrance? They said facts. TA been said. That's why I feel that it's possibly TA, because he said this shit on what's the name of that platform? Panda Chop. He said it. So TA is Terrance and TA. Let's assume Terrance and TA is the same person. Terrance Dixon, the longtime right-hand man to Fat Joe, has officially filed a $20 million civil RICO lawsuit against the Bronx rapper in federal court, alleging years of exploitation, fraud, and abuse under what he calls the Cartagena enterprise. This shit sounds just like the Diddy shit. The complaint filed Thursday, June 19th, accuses Fat Joe of orchestrating a criminal operation involving forced labor, sexual coercion, financial fraud, and witness intimidation. Fat Joe employed persistent verbal abuse, threats of physical violence, erratic and insufficient payment, manipulative control over travel and accommodations, and continuous humiliation, Dixon declared. Collectively, these coercive tactics resulted in chronic emotional and psychological distress, profound anxiety, and severe trauma that continue to affect Dixon to this day. Dixon claims he worked for over 16 years as a hype man, that's TA, ghostwriter, background vocalist, and security detail, yet was denied credit, royalties, and compensation for his creative contributions. According to the lawsuit, Dixon alleged he helped write and perform on several songs, including Congratulations, Ice Cream, and Money Over Bitches, but was systematically erased from royalty records and publishing rights. Niggas don't want to share the ball. He said Fat Joe and his team submitted falsified contracts and backdated split sheets to BMI ASCAP to divert royalties and conceal Dixon's authorship. The complaint named several Fat Joe's close associates and co-defendants, including Pistol Pete Torres, Richard Rich Player, Joseph Petrie, and Erica Juliana Moriana. So Pistol Pete is one of his co-defendants. It also targets corporate entities such as Sneaker Addict Touring LLC, Slate Incorporated, and Rock Nation, which Dixon says played a role in concealing his work and facilitating the alleged misconduct. Dixon accuses the group of violating the Trafficking Victims Protection Act and the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. Dixon also alleges unjust enrichment, fraud, money laundering, and intentional infliction of emotional distress under New York and Florida law. Among the most disturbing claims are allegations of sexual coercion. Dixon, who I'm assuming is TA, says he was forced into sex acts under threat of abandonment in foreign countries, often being monitored or recorded. Goddamn. Come on, Joe, man. Come on, Joe, man. Joe done got this nigga overseas and told him, man, if you don't do some fucking in here, we gonna leave your ass over here in Brazil. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, man, what the fuck? Man, they done got this nigga overseas, man. Told this nigga, man, drop it down. Are we gonna leave your ass over here in Switzerland, nigga? Oh my God. This is crazy as fuck, yo. This is crazy. If I was able to use copyrighted music right now, before I go on, I would have to play Another One Bites the Dust. Because I told you, I told y'all them niggas podcast was going nowhere. There's no way he could podcast under these circumstances. If they got out a new episode right now, or if they got one on the way, y'all enjoy that. Because this shit is over with. It is. There's no way he's gonna be able to record podcast episodes under these types of circumstances. Anyway, yeah, Dixon said he was forced into sex acts under the threat of abandonment in foreign countries, often while being monitored or recorded. The Rican Diddy. He also alleges Fat Joe orchestrated group sex scenarios involving dancers, minors, using psychological manipulation and economic control to maintain dominance. Let's just say what this is, right? Fat niggas be freaky, yo. They do. All fat niggas is freaky. They is. I'm gonna tell you why fat niggas is freaky. Because of deprivation. Nobody wants to fuck no fat nigga. They don't, man. Biggie wouldn't have been getting no pussy, man, if he wasn't the notorious B.I.G. You seen what his baby mom looked like when they brought her out after years, when they said this was his girl right here. Y'all seen what he was working with. So it was never hard to believe that Faye fucked Tupac. That was probably easy work. But chicks ain't in the market for no fat niggas, yo. That's just it. And I got big niggas that follow my platform, and I be trying to get y'all dribble right, man. I be trying to introduce y'all to fitness. I put up videos. I got the trifecta for y'all to get y'all in shape. I got the trifecta to enhance your stimulation, your circulation, and your libido. We don't want y'all going without no monkey this summer. Fuck with the dribble. But yeah, these fat niggas be freaky, man. So I'm gonna go on. Dixon was routinely coerced into engaging in sexual acts with women, specifically brought by defendant Cartagena to hotel rooms and private gatherings following performances and events. The lawsuit reads, defendant Cartagena frequently arranged and orchestrated these encounters, intentionally creating scenarios designed to reinforce the plaintiff's complete submission. Defendant Cartagena regularly monitored these encounters closely, frequently remaining in the room to watch, record, or provide explicit direction and commands. This nigga is the Rican Diddy. This nigga is the Rican Diddy, man. This nigga is the Rican Diddy. It's money all over the floor. God damn, it's money on the floor. Yo, the lawsuit also claims Fat Joe and his associates inflated Dixon's reported income to the IRS to mask wage theft and increase his tax liability. Dixon says he was deprived of at least $600,000 in royalties and excluded from future earnings tied to his creative work. Dixon further alleges that burner social media accounts were used to issue threats and intimidate witnesses. He said Fat Joe and Rock Nation retaliated by filing a baseless lawsuit against him and his attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, to silence him. So Rock Nation is in this shit. We seen Fat Joe at the Rock Nation brunch. I don't know why these niggas just can't do right, man. These niggas got all this goddamn money. Why don't you just buy you some monkey, man? Like, why do you have to have TA involved? And you want to? That's pervert shit. These niggas want to see niggas hammers and shit like that, man. You sitting there with your video camera and yeah, do this tour, TA. Do that tour. Man, just get you a fire stick, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you niggas, man? What the hell is wrong with these niggas, man? What the fuck? How? What happens along the lines of touring the world and making millions and millions of dollars. What happens? How does their sexual urges and desires get twisted like this? I don't understand. I don't understand. Fat Joe's legal team previously filed a defamation suit in April accusing Dixon and Blackburn of attempting to extort money by making false allegations, including claims of statutory rape and sex trafficking. It's a girl involved in this case. Marchese Felton, Peace Dribble, I copped that trifecta earlier. Yes, you did. And it's coming to you. It's coming to you. I got your order right here in front of me somewhere. I ain't gonna mention your address, but it's coming. TA willingly did cuck shows for Fat Joe. Mental instability. They love that freaky controlling shit. Leonard says they following Diddy. He said, get you a fire stick, has me, bro. Cuban Link was right about everything. The devil gets involved. Cuban Link is gonna have a party. Cuban Link is gonna have a party for the rest of the rest of the summer. Cuban Link's gonna have a party with this. He is. Fat Joe has denied all wrongdoings, calling the accusations completely false and a part of a coordinated smear campaign. Blackburn also represents Little Rodney, Rod Jones, in a separate civil RICO case against Sean Diddy Combs, which helped spark a federal investigation. I gotta be unbiased in what I'm about to say. It seemed like some of these attorneys who are filing these lawsuits, they wreck chasing, man. They chasing after money and they chasing after fame. They know this shit is associated with social media. They become famous with their names involved in these cases. It seems like it's a lot more commonplace that celebrities are getting sued. But the fact that it's a bunch of freak shit tied to this shit, that's on them. That's on the guys, the defendants, Fat Joe, Diddy, Tyler Perry. These niggas is doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to have some sex, man, why can't you just go to the room with just one chick or two? You could take two bras with you. That ain't overkill. Just take two bras with you, man, and go, get busy, do your thing, man, and leave the cameras and y'all recording evidence and shit like that. And this is crazy. And I don't know why he involved Terrance Dixon and all of this. I'm assuming that that's TA because I heard of this. I heard of all of this back in this. I think TA was on Panda Chop like last summer around August or some shit like that. I think so. I think he was. Yeah, that was like 6 or 7 months ago when TA was on Panda Chop. But he spoke about this, and he also spoke about this underage girl. The underage girl name is they didn't release her name, but she's involved in this case. And Fat Joe was alleged to have taken this girl all over the world, and he had her in an apartment or a condo about 3 blocks away from his wife and kids. So he put her in a crib, and she was seen. It was people in power that was seeing this young girl, going city to city, state to state, tour dates overseas with Fat Joe. And they saying that they were, oh my God. Shout out to my legal support. My legal support just emailed me the lawsuit. Let me see. You can't be that proficient. I'm waiting on it. I'm in front of my Gongu. I'm in front of my computer right now. I ain't get it yet. I need it. I think I'm gonna have the documents in front of me. This gentleman who just told me that he's sending them to me, he's pretty credible. He actually represented Eliza Rios, that's Big Pun's widow, in a lawsuit to retrieve some earnings from Fat Joe. He also helped the Locks get their publishing back. So I'm gonna see if I get an email from this gentleman, and if so, we gonna open house and we gonna open the hotline. So y'all just bear with me. I'm gonna read some comments. They feel like they have everything, so they try something different. Wait till she starts talking. I'm not surprised because Big Pun had a skit on his album about him and Joe involved in crazy parties. They called it Triz. Ain't that what Triz was? Ain't that what Triz was? Somebody help me out. It's been a long time. Gongu. I need that, man. GullyTVBoss@gmail.com, man. Send that. Email it to me. They calling him Freaky Joe. I ain't get it, man. I ain't get it. I'm in front of the computer right now. Let me see. I got your text message. It just popped up on my screen and shit, but I ain't get the documents. I need them. I need them, homeboy. Anyway, I'm gonna wait and see if these lawsuits come. These documents come through, and we gonna open up the hotline and see what y'all got to say about this. Joe Budden is gonna have a field day. Everybody is gonna have a field day. It's money on the floor. These freaks, okay, film it and gotta rewatch the tapes like Old Dog and Menace to Society. Uh-oh, I got it. I got the email. Ooh-wee. Shout out to my law support. This is about to get good. So, Terrance Dixon, aka TA, is the plaintiff. The defendants are Joseph Antonio Cartagena, aka Fat Joe. Peter Pistol Pete Torres. Zip gonna have a party with this tonight. Richard Rich Player Joseph Petrie, Erica Juliana Moriana, Sneaker Addict Touring LLC, Slate Incorporated, Rock Nation LLC, and it's John Doe 1 through 10 and Jane Doe 1 through 10. Anyway, plaintiff Terrance Dixon, aka TA, by and through his undersigned counsel, Blackburn Law, brings the civil action against defendant Joseph Antonio Cartagena, professionally known as Fat Joe. The action arises from a calculated, sustained, and multi-layered exploitation of a creative partner by an internationally recognized entertainer. A lot of this stuff that's at the beginning of this document I already read to y'all. I'm gonna go down to finding this girl. Bear with me. Bear with me. Cartagena earns an estimated $60,000 per month in royalties and at least $20,000 monthly in streaming revenue, none of which has ever been shared with the plaintiff, despite his significant authorship and performance contributions to the monetized songs. In one documented incident, defendant Cartagena pocketed $30,000, a Live Nation performance check for the All the Way Up tour, money that was rightfully allocated for the plaintiff's contributions. Cartagena used those funds to pay off his back taxes owed to the IRS, as confirmed by a witness who was a part of his management team at the time. Somebody that was on his management team is telling on him. The plaintiff was not only exploited financially, but also subjected to a wide spectrum of sexual coercion, physical control, force, exhibitionism, and surveillance-based humiliation, while being compelled to perform sex acts under observation, being filmed or directed by defendant in the presence of others. Tactics designed to control the plaintiff's body, erode his autonomy, and ensure his silence. These sex-based abuses were not private, incidental, or isolated. They were integral to the enterprise's culture of dominance and humiliation enforced by the defendant's associates, such as Pistol Pete, JB, and others, and sustained across numerous tour locations, including Miami, North Carolina, Germany, Spain, and Wisconsin. I'm assuming that they had TA in Wisconsin. I mean, in Germany, some motherfucker where it told him, man, you gonna do this freaky shit, or we gonna leave your ass over here with these Germans. This is crazy. In Miami, on Market America's corporate yacht and at its mansion properties, the defendant orchestrated repeated orgies, the creation of fraudulent pay stubs, the use of W-2s while filing 1099s, and the concealment of payroll fraud for enterprise gain are textbook RICO predicate acts under mail wire fraud and tax fraud statutes. He got so many goddamn charges and counts against him, man. This is almost too much to read. Terrance Dixon, aka TA, is an individual residing in the state of New York from approximately 2005 through 2020. Plaintiff worked closely with the defendant in multiple professional capacities, including but not limited to hype man and on-stage performer, songwriter and co-author of numerous commercially released tracks, background vocalist and creative contributor in studio productions, and tour security and a logistical liaison during domestic and international events. During his time working with the defendant, the plaintiff authored or co-authored dozens of songs, including but not limited to Congratulations, Money Over Bitches, Ice Cream, Cupcake, Blackout, Dirty Diana, Porn Star, Okay Okay, Music, Ha Ha, How Did We Get Here, No Problem, I Chopped Up All the Way Up, 300 Brolic, Crack House, All I Do. That All I Do Was Win, Win, Win. The remix verse, Red Cafe remix, Winding on Me, Coca Baby, and Get It for Life. These songs appeared on albums and projects including Jose 2, The Dark Side Volume 1, Elephant in the Room, The Fugitive, Loyalty, and other collaborative efforts released through the defendant's affiliated labels and distribution networks. Pistol Pete Torres is an individual believed to reside in the Bronx, New York, and Miami, Florida. Torres serves as a defendant hold on. Pistol Pete Torres is an individual believed to reside in the Bronx, New York, Miami, Florida. Torres serves as the defendant Cartagena's primary enforcer and street-level operations captain, responsible for executing violent directives, enforcing internal discipline, and maintaining order within the Cartagena enterprise through fear, intimidation, physical assault, acting at the direction of the defendant Cartagena. Torres coordinated and carried out acts of violence, threats of retaliation, and coercive control against those perceived as disloyal, including the plaintiff. Torres' involvement in the enterprise retaliatory operations is corroborated by audio recordings of witness statements, which document his efforts to orchestrate an ambush against the plaintiff and use of coded language such as pound him out and catch up to issue violent orders on defendant Cartagena's behalf. Torres was not a peripheral actor, but a central figure in the enforcement hierarchy, entrusted with ensuring obedience through violence and reinforcing the enterprise's culture of silence, dominance, and fear. Oh my God. Man, it's money on the flow. It's money on the flow, man. They got their mug shots in here. This document, I'm only on page 12 of a 157 page RICO document. we can't do this all here tonight, but I tell y'all what I'm gonna do. We gonna open up this hotline and I'm gonna hear what y'all got to say. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Hold on. Pee Wee. The fucking moderators, I need y'all to put the number in the chat line. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Make sure this joint is on Do Not Disturb. Y'all ready? He said TA going out bad. How y'all figure TA is going out bad when he was put in situations where he would be stranded if he didn't perform sex acts in front of Fat Joe and his organization? Anyway, moderators, put the number in the chat. 201-233-7524. Call in and talk to the dribble. Triz was trained. Big Nell, I appreciate your super chat. Thank you. Gully, you ever chat with TA? Nah, I never was the type to jump on nobody's story and shit. Panda Chop was the one interviewing TA. That was his lane. I didn't have any reason to interview him. If I didn't do any media with him as a hip hop artist, I wasn't gonna just jump on his Fat Joe thing. Like, it seemed like at the time, it seemed like certain people was hating on Joe. I mean, it just appeared to be like that. But now that you're hearing all of this information contained within this 157-page indictment, it just makes you look at it from a different perspective. I wasn't prepared to go through all of these documents because if I had been prepared, I would have highlighted the part where the female was in here. I'm looking at something that says, nobody leaves Terror Squad in one piece. He often reinforced this threat by openly referencing former associates who had suffered violent reprisals after filing out of favor. For example, the defendant explicitly invoked the notorious assault on Lewis, Cuban link to Bond, who was viciously attacked, permanently scarred, and publicly humiliated following his departure from the defendant's circle. Money on the flow. I'm sure Cuban Link is going to be thrilled to hear that he was often referenced as the example that was set for anybody who wanted to fall out of favor with the Terror Squad. These statements were not mere idle threats or exaggerations. They constituted explicit and calculated warnings deliberately issued to plaintiffs to convey that any act of resistance, disloyalty, or demand for fair treatment would inevitably lead to severe physical harm. Talk to the dribble. What's up?
What's up, Gully TV, man? It's on the wire live.
Talk to me, man. How you feel about the lawsuit?
Man, hey, shit, Cat Williams was right?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. He said this day was coming.
Getting out here hard.
He said this day was coming. Tyler Perry just a few days ago. I wasn't really shocked about Tyler Perry. He played Medea a little too well. He was great at acting as a female. But this Fat Joe thing, this was mentioned on Panda Chop TV last year. How you feel about the mafia undertones and the nobody leaves the Terror Squad in one piece, and Pistol Pete being named as the chief enforcer? What you think about that?
Shit, on some real shit, Gilly. This kind of new to me, you know what I mean, hearing about this, because I'm trying to wonder, like, dang, he just got his platform, him and Jada.
Yeah.
Like, he just dodged the one allegations, but now this, like, man, it's like, wow, what's next?
Only thing that I could look at this, sideways is the fact that the guy who's representing TA, he also represents Little Rod, and it's been proven that some of the shit that Little Rod said wasn't really accurate or something like that.
Which little ride you talking about?
The Little Rod, Rodney Jones, who filed a lawsuit against Diddy. This is the same. They have the same lawyer. Him and TA have the same lawyer. His name is Todd Blackburn, I believe.
Yeah, but hey, Gilly, it's kind of crazy. Like everybody ran with that with the billionaire squads back then. You know that shit Diddy was doing. Everybody starting to get hit. Diddy, like shit. I mean, like somebody got to be doing some talking, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in, man. I'm gonna read some more of this document. Thanks a lot.
All right, appreciate it, boss.
Peace. I have the page. Shout out to my legal support online. G, you hold me down. I'm gonna read some of the page from this minor, referred to as Jane Doe number 1. The minor is a 16-year-old Dominican girl residing in New York. In exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, the defendant would get oral sex and other sex acts performed on him by the minor. On one occasion, while driving in New York City, the minor asked the defendant for money to pay for a cell phone. Being notoriously cheap, the defendant claimed to be broke. This upset the minor, who began yelling, cursing, and screaming. The plaintiff begged the defendant to pay the minor's cell phone bill, which was less than $100. Minor, damn, he got several minors. God damn. Minor Jane Doe number 2 is a Caucasian female. She is not a United States citizen. Hold on. She is not a United States citizen. After a concert overseas, the defendant flew the minor to New York City, Miami, Florida. On multiple occasions, due to minor 2's body being adolescent and not fully formed, the defendant paid for her to get a Brazilian butt lift. Put some ass on her. Put some ass on her. You going to jail, my nigga. Minor 2 eventually left the defendant and is now married to a professional athlete. They got pictures. They got pictures, y'all. I'm looking at pictures. They got pictures of the minor with her friends from high school at the same time she was being trafficked by the defendant. Minor Doe number 3 is a Latina female who met the defendant when she was 15, turning 16. According to the plaintiff, the defendant was in love with minor Jane Doe number 3. He even contemplated leaving his wife. The defendant paid all the minor Jane Doe 3's bills and even took her overseas to his tour stops. He brought her to Florida and would put her up in a condo he rented a few blocks from his house with his wife. In a recorded conversation, minor Jane Doe 3 and her 15-year-old cousin describe in detail to the plaintiff how inappropriate it was for the defendant, who was in his late 30s at the time, to be fawning over children. The defendant sees no shame in his depravity towards children. Defendant Cartagena has demonstrated a disturbing lack of remorse or discretion regarding his predatory behavior. Rather than conceal his actions, he has on multiple occasions alluded to or openly referenced sexual inappropriate conduct in his public, personal, and artistic output. In the song titled She's My Mama, the defendant delivers lyrics that, when considered in context, reflect an unhealthy and troubling fixation on underage individuals. The context of the song is explicit, suggestive, and disturbingly detailed, and the defendant uses it to normalize, romanticize, or even boast about behavior that aligns with the patterns of coercion and exploitation described throughout this complaint. The plaintiff asserts that these lyrical references are not fictionalized or abstract, but form part of a larger pattern in which the defendant Cartagena uses his platform and music to project, excuse, and reinforce the abuse of power and boundary violations that have marked his conduct toward plaintiff and others under his influence. In the relevant part, the defendant says, this is from a song. Now, she was only 16. I had to nurture that, give her some growth, waited till I touched the cat. Told her she gonna have to work if she gonna get ahead. Then she drove me berserk when she gave me some head. She told me that she learned that from the porno flicks. I said, Mommy, stop talking, just suck on this dick. I ain't say her name yet, so let's say she's nothing. Now watch me turn this nothing into something. Get it? Mommy, get in that kitchen. This is free base. Just cook it till it's hard then. Cut it in eighths. Take the trip across town to take a trip across town to see THRU. Just get the money. Don't listen. That nigga think he cute. See all this money we got, we going shopping. Louis Vuitton and Gucci, we get it popping. We hit the club on some calico shit. See the respect that you get just from being my bitch. I can't read no more of that right now. We're gonna take a call. Tampa, Florida, talk to the dribble.
Yo, the crawl season, man, was good.
What's going on, bro? How you doing? Talk to the dribble, man.
Going to prison.
He said, man, why would you write these types of lyrics? You got him guilty on this shit right here?
There's recordings, there's pictures. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, man, like once they got it on tape and on camera, what can you do?
It's pictures. I'm looking at the indictment in front of me.
Oh my God.
He done fucked up, man. They just came out with the Joe and Jada podcast, I believe like a month or so ago.
And that shit is done.
It's over for them niggas. It's over. It's over for them niggas. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Bro, I appreciate you calling in, man. I gotta take somebody else.
No problem, man.
Yep.
No problem.
Talk to the dribble. Oh my goodness. This nigga got lyrics. Virginia, talk to the dribble. What's up?
Yo, Gully. First of all, I gotta thank you, bro, for putting them Deodoras up there, bro. I just got 2 pairs. For real.
I'm gonna give you the cheat code since we online. I'm gonna give you the cheat code because I got sneakerheads following me.
Yes, sir.
The website is Hollabird Sports. That's in Baltimore.
Okay.
And
okay.
We've been buying sneakers from Hollabird since like 1997. Hollabird is actually it's actually a distributor that services the prison system. So the first time that I ever bought sneakers from Hollabird, I was in a penitentiary. They used to send a catalog to the jails. I was scrolling through Facebook and I seen Hollabird. I'm like, oh shit, because I know that they always carry tennis apparel. And that's where we was getting all the fly Deodoras and the Sergio Techs and the New Balance and all of that type of shit from. So,
yo, these young kids don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that.
Nah, man, they followers. How you feel about this Fat Joe situation?
Bruh, this dude, Fat Joe, man, he's a clown. He's been a clown. Everything they've been saying about this kid, oh my God, this nigga is a clown, man. He's a clown, and I don't understand why people be following him. Bruh, I never, his music was all right to me, but he never was a star to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Pun was that nigga. That's who it was.
I fucked with Pun. I was a Terror Squad fan. I from the Don Cartagena album with John Blaze and all of that shit. That's when I became a follower of Fat Joe and his music. But it was obvious that somebody was helping him write because the album before that with You Gotta Flow, Joe. You Gotta Flow. When all those songs, that was a big leap from that to John Blaze and shit. Like it was a big leap. So yeah, it was some speculation about somebody writing for him. But yeah, this case right here is it's becoming all too common, man. The guys are having issues, man, with sexual shit, and if he's wrong, they gotta put him behind bars. They got at least 10 minors. He got 10 minors on this case. They all Jane Does because they underage. You gotta go, Joe. I appreciate you calling in, pimp. Thanks a lot.
All right.
You gotta go, Joe. He got 10 Jane Does. They Jane Does because they're juveniles. Baltimore, what's going on out there, man? I see y'all out in the streets tearing up shit. What's going on?
Yeah, man, that shit, man. The nigga Fat Joe, man, he done, man. Even if the shit not even true, just the fact that him dealing with got some kids involved, man, gonna sink the fucking whole ship. He done, man.
Yeah, the shit that I'm reading, and I'm only on page 29. It's 157 pages. And just from what I'm reading, he's on some. I see a lot of similarities between him and Diddy's case. I don't know, man. Diddy didn't have a bunch of minors. I think it was somebody who accused him of something, and they accused. It was a minor who accused him and Jay-Z of doing something. And Jay-Z's lawyers got on that bitch ass, and they put that to rest. But he got 10 Jane Doe minors on this case, man. So that kind of changes the complexion of everything. This isn't just a Rico or some mob style shit, or he beat TA out of royalties and money. This is a pedophile. So
yeah, so they already locked him up already?
Nah. I don't think Joe is in jail. It's just a lawsuit right now. I don't think he's in jail though. If he was in jail, we would know it. He ain't in jail. He probably in Miami somewhere. But
damn,
he'll have his day. He'll have his day.
He didn't put Jada involved, man, because Jada started the podcast, so now it's gonna fuck up that shit.
Yeah. Fuck they podcast. That shit is over with. I appreciate you calling in, pimp. This is the only podcast y'all should be tuning into. Thanks a lot. Fuck they podcast. Get them niggas out of here. Go write some raps. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get some notifications, man, when I'm on. They saying he getting deported. I'm about to read some of these comments, man. I see y'all going crazy in these comments. He said, you hear that Be More accent? That Be More accent was pungent. He said, I know it's true. Shout out to Baltimore, man. They killed a guy in Baltimore yesterday in an incident with the police. And I heard that he didn't fire at the police. I heard allegedly that there's some speculation that one police officer might have shot the other one in the process of them trying to kill this nigga. And yes, they killed him. But yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. He said, Chat Joe needs to go, not Jada. Nah, this is nothing against Jadakiss. Jadakiss ain't had no business partnering with that nigga. Talk to the dribble. What's up?
What's happening, man? It's CJ Ballin calling out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, CJ, I appreciate you calling in, man. How you feel about this lawsuit?
That's some insane shit. That shit is wild. But I was really calling to talk about the Lakers, man. You think that was a bad decision for Jeannie to sell the team?
The Lakers organization was probably too heavy for that girl. That's not a regular franchise, man. That's the greatest franchise in the history of the NBA, man. Whenever she's dealing with some business in the front office, it's big time money because it's Los Angeles and they gotta have marquee players. They gotta have always gonna have a. She can't do that shit. And over the years, they kind of strained their relationship with Magic Johnson. This gentleman that they sold the franchise to has a relationship with Magic Johnson that led to Magic and them buying the LA Dodgers. So this might be Magic's play as far as coming back into the organization, man. That remains to be seen. How you feel about this situation with Joey Crack?
Honestly, I didn't know nothing about it until I saw your live, so I'm just now finding out about it.
You gotta tune in, man. I've play this live stream back. I read the indictment. This is the indictment, and the lawsuit was filed by a gentleman by the name of Terrance Dixon. He's known professionally as TA. And if you want to get in tune who TA is, my understanding was that he was like a hype man, but I guess he rapped too. Go to Panda Chop TV and all of those interviews with TA talking about this juvenile girl that Fat Joe was fucking with. He was talking about this shit 6-7 months ago. So you can catch up from right there. I appreciate you calling in.
Already, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. If Magic is back, the team will be better. Point blank, period. Facts. The family didn't have big enough pockets to really compete in the NBA nowadays. Got to have plenty bread coming from other sources too. If you think the Lakers organization didn't have money, you sadly mistaken. You bugging out. Homies, Pittsburgh, talk to the dribble. What's up?
Big dribble with the deal, man.
How you feel about this case, man?
I feel like these old ass rappers need to shut the fuck up and stop going on these podcasts. Stop trying to start podcasts and talking about old shit. Because the truth is, all them niggas has got that shit that they built. All them niggas. All them rapper niggas was fucking young bitches, fucking all type of bitches, underage, overage, whatever. All of them niggas got that shit. They going on these podcasts. They going on these podcasts and they talking all these old ass stories about these victims is at home on their couches watching this shit. And they getting there.
Yeah.
Back for theirs.
Yeah.
We about to see this shit every 3-4 months, yo.
Yeah. The world is round for a reason. And if you're abusing people, you're not compensating people who help you get in position. TA said that he wrote a lot of songs. Get these niggas they money, man. These people be thinking they above the law and they could just abuse people and shit like that. So, you know, life has a way of correcting itself. You know, that's why the world is round. I appreciate you calling in. I ain't catch your name, by the way, G. I called you Pittsburgh. What up? What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Bob, man.
Appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks a lot.
No doubt.
Yeah, peace. They lacked in spending when it came to things not covered by the salary cap. Don't even own an arena. Everything you saying against the Lakers is bullshit. Everything you saying against the Lakers is bullshit, man. I ain't buying none of that, man. I'm a lifelong Lakers fan, man. There ain't no holes in the Lakers story. Didn't you see all them goddamn movies and biopics they had on the Roku and shit like that? Showtime, and they only made those stories about the Lakers. You know why? No other organization has that type of story. No other organization is interesting like that. But for you, if you think that the Lakers don't have means of getting funds to pay athletes, you bugging the fuck out. They can go to any financial institution in the world and borrow money. Talk to the dribble. What's up?
What's up, Gully? Hey,
Where you from, fam? Where you from and what's your name?
DC. My name Don.
Okay, what's up, Don? How you feel about this lawsuit?
Man, look, all these old ass rap niggas gotta figure this, man. They ain't no old ass white niggas, man. They're not gonna get away with Bon Jovi, Earl Smith, or Pink Floyd. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get away with none of that, man. This is all gonna come back on them, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all this is gonna come. It's gonna be more to come out, man. It's gonna, man. Listen, I ain't trying to talk no shit up, man. Man, EPMD might get caught up next. You know
Oh man, don't put him. Oh, don't throw EPMD in the. Don't do that. No, just like music. No, don't do it. No.
Hey, man, I'm saying, man. Look, you might have some of these dogs effects. Anybody, man. I'm just saying, like, niggas is niggas, man. Niggas is not white boys.
It seems to me that social media and the internet is airing out all of the music business dirty laundry, and it's always been storied that it was a very, very rotten industry dominated by powerful men, sex, and one-sided contracts. They robbed and stole from a lot of people. Fat Joe is somebody who didn't even want to compensate the late great Big Pun's family. So you get your karma, man. The world is round for a reason. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Hey, man. Talk to the dribble. Where you from?
Peace, Gully is Slugger calling from Brooklyn.
Peace, Brooklyn. How you feel about this lawsuit, G?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, you just bringing this to my attention. Like, I'm just finding out. I gotta watch the playback.
Yeah.
But I think we all can agree when I say Cuban Link about to throw a party.
Oh my God. This is his get back. If he ever got a chance to get some evens, and his name is mentioned in here, they was intimidating people and basically saying, you see what we did to Cuban. They gonna pay for this shit, and he gonna get paid. Cuban Link's live stream's gonna pay him this money. It's money on the flow. It's money on the flow.
Cuban Link better take advantage of this, man.
Yeah, he will. He got let me see.
Yo, not Joey Crack though, man.
Fat niggas be freaky, man. Fat niggas don't be getting no pussy all like that, man. Once they get to getting their nuts off, man, them niggas lose their goddamn mind, man. Appreciate you calling in. I got to take another call, man. Got Baltimore calling in. Peace. Baltimore, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Talk to the dribble.
Yeah, it's Luke Setti from Baltimore, for real. I just want to say,
Lord Jamal next, man.
Oh, Jamar.
I don't feel nobody's name like that. What up?
Oh my
Fat Joe
God.
should have been talking about black people though.
Okay. There's some people who gonna feel some type of way about the shit that he said about the FBAs. So he gonna have to deal with the world is round for a reason, man. It goes around, comes around. Lord Jamar is already buried, man. I don't think he gonna get no law shit. I don't think we gonna see or hear from him no time soon. It's not safe.
His face deactivated, I think.
It's not safe for him to stick his head out, man. There's too many headhunters out here, man. He's and you might have a heart attack when you find out the black folks don't want you back. I appreciate you calling in, man. I gotta take another call.
Let me get one thing off.
Go ahead.
I got a children's business book. Look at Rossetti. It's called the Lemonade Game. Look it up.
Okay. Find me on Instagram, and I'm gonna help you promote that, man. It's on me. You gotta find me on IG at I am Gully TV _ and shit. We are responsible for educating the youth, so I appreciate what you're doing. All right.
All right.
All right, my man. And you might have a heart attack when you find out the black folks don't want you back. And you know what's worse? You was just like the nigga in the first verse. So stop selling out your race and wipe that stupid ass smile off your face. Niggas always gotta show they teeth. Yo. Fat Joe is in hot water, man. I've been here almost an hour. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more. Shout out to my man Gongu Roach. My legal team, the Gully TV legal team, he provided us with the documents. I might post some of them in my YouTube community so y'all can read it. But y'all don't just need my platform. It's money on the flow. Everybody gonna talk about this shit. Everybody gonna talk about this shit for the rest of the week. Yesterday, I know Lord Jamar like, shoo, Jamar, they off your ass. We off your ass, nigga. Don't come back out, but we off your ass. It's Fat Joe turn and shit. I know Lord Jamar like, God damn. Now they off my ass. It's Joey turn. Joey got 10 Jane Doe underage girls on this Rico indictment. Pistol Pete, who's always Pistol Pete. I went to the yard and I stabbed everything was black. They on your ass. They on your ass, Pistol. Pistol, you done had a bad couple of weeks, man. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. And I seen your disclaimer. You went on your platform. You said, man, I'm grown now, man. I ain't on no type of shit like that. People grow and people change. And I listened to what you said, and I felt what you said was honest. But now you got to deal with the government. You got to deal with the government. They said you was an enforcer. They said you was an enforcer. You was enforcing this shit, Pistol. So, hey, man, you got to have to deal with it. They say make your bed. That be the bed that you got to sleep in. Word. Yeah, 10 underage Jane Does. And I just read some of the the lyrics from one of his songs where he talking about underage chicks. Based on information and belief, She's My Mama was written about Jane Doe number 3, who confirms engaging in many of the acts outlined in the lyrics above. Furthermore, Jane Doe number 3 was required to hold jewelry, drugs, and other questionable items that are illegal to be in a child's possession when she traveled with the defendant. The defendant's transportation of and sexual intercourse with these minors constitute violations of the following New York State, Florida, and federal laws. New York, sex trafficking as defined in paragraph A and B of the subdivision 5 of section 230-34, sex trafficking of a child as defined in section 230-34, rape in the third degree as defined in penal law 130-25, and in Florida, unlawful sexual activity with certain minors, Florida statute 794.05, and the federal Mann Act 18 USC 2421 Section 2423 as amended in the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act. Defendant Joe covers up Andre, Dre, Christopher Lyon, and hold on. Defendant Joe covers up Andre, Dre, Christopher Lyon from Cool and Dre statutory rape of K. Rose. Cool and Dre involved. There's pictures of him. K. Rose was a 15-year-old singer signed to Epidemic Records, a label owned by Andre of Cool and Dre. From the beginning of the relationship, Dre began grooming K. Rose and started having sexual encounters with the child in the studio after her parents dropped her off to record. The statutory rape of K. Rose lasted for close to a year. According to plaintiff, one night he and defendant walked into the studio and Dre was screaming, "I'm going to jail, Joe. I'm going to jail." K. Rose's parents found out I was dealing with K. Rose. According to plaintiff, K. Rose's parents threatened to lock Dre up. The defendant kept saying, "Calm down, I'm going to take care of it." Based on the information and belief, defendant used his burner phone to send K. Rose's parents a message. K. Rose's career fizzled out and she was rarely heard from again. They got more pictures. And they got instances of coordinated retaliation attempts by Enterprise members Pistol Pete and Rich Player. Following plaintiffs' efforts to disclose the coercive, fraudulent, and abusive operations of defendant Cartagena and the criminal enterprise he leads, senior members of the Cartagena enterprise launched a calculated and premeditated campaign of retaliation designed to intimidate, isolate, and silence the plaintiff. Their actions were driven by fear that the plaintiff's disclosures would expose them to legal liability, public condemnation, and criminal prosecution. This retaliation was not limited to verbal threats or reputational smears. It was deliberately operationalized through direct and coordinated outreach to a mutual associate named Percy, an individual who at the time remained loosely affiliated with the enterprise and maintained regular contact with the plaintiff. Defendants Pete, Pistol Pete Torres, and Rich Player, Joseph Petrie, two of the defendant Cartagena's most trusted enforcers, contacted Percy with the explicit goal of leveraging his relationship with the plaintiff to facilitate a violent setup. The defendant's agent saw Percy as a potential conduit to lure the plaintiff into a confrontation under false pretenses. They talking about TA right here. The objective of the setup was clear: to deliver a violent reprisal, either a brutal physical assault or potential execution, murder. The motive was equally clear: to punish the plaintiff for speaking out and to deter any further revelations that can damage defendant Cartagena or implicate the enterprise in criminal wrongdoing. In a recorded conversation, defendant Torres explicitly invoked loyalty to defendant Cartagena, characterizing the plaintiff's truth-telling as an unforgivable betrayal. Torres, Pistol Pete, unequivocally stated that the plaintiff needs to be dealt with and urged Percy to arrange an in-person meeting under false pretenses. The planned violence was framed not as a potential dispute, but as a necessary act of internal discipline and enterprise protection. They got transcripts. Pistol Pete: I called you to try to get his number. Percy: all right. And I called him and he don't want you to have his number because he say you ain't been calling him. What you want him for? Pistol Pete: nah, that's fine. He right. As long as he keep himself away, as he don't come around the hood, because he can't come around the hood. It's all good. My loyalty is to Joe. My thing is, if he violated Joe and you fuck with Joe, I expect and think that Percy's loyalty is to Joe. According to Joe, Percy speaks: my loyalty don't got to be questioned here. Never. Not one time. You went on the internet and violated Joe. Nobody pounded you out. What are you talking about? Pistol P says, nobody ever violated Joe. What are you talking about? Percy says, yes, you did. You went on the internet and violated Joe. You violated Khaled. You forgot. Did you forget? Pistol P said, Khaled, yes, but I never violated Joe. I guess Pistol P did something to DJ Khaled. You violated Joe too, bro. You violated Joe too. It was Khaled that I talked about. Don't do that. It was Khaled. I would never. I could do whatever I want, Purse. No, I'm telling you, you could do that with them, bro. But don't talk shit like that, Pistol Pete. I'm just telling you because I'm expecting your loyalty to be towards. My loyalty is not a question here, bro. Pistol Pete says, Purse, listen, I'm only talking to you, Purse, because Joe was like, yo, nah, crazy. Purse loyalty is to me. Nah, give him a call. I'm just telling you because I respect. This is what I'm saying as a fan base. I'm not trying to tell you to do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Percy replied, yes, but you're trying to tell me to line the nigga up. They talking about lining TA up. That don't even make sense. I don't know who thought in their mind that I was going to do that. Pistol Pete said, no, I'm just saying, though, listen, if a nigga violate anybody that my niggas going to bring it right to where you at. I ain't got to lie. My niggas going to bring them right to me. My hood is going to bring it right over there. Why? Like they always done. Why? A nigga get dealt with accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Percy says, yes, if it was somebody other than TA, they was trying to line TA up, but whoever Percy is, he wouldn't do it. TA, you got a loyal friend in Percy, he wouldn't line you up. Pistol Pete says something about going to kill, and Percy says, listen to me, if it was somebody other than TA, yes, but TA was a part of the family, bro. That nigga's not. He's going through what he's going through, and maybe he shouldn't just the way he did it. I told him, hold on, you got to listen to me. I told him to hold on. Pistol Pete says, I put the nigga on. He never gave me $1. I let him fly. Percy says he didn't have to give $1 to you. What are you talking about? Pistol Pete says, no, he had plenty, bro. He was getting paid thousands of dollars when he went overseas, bro. He lying. He wasn't getting paid no money. Pistol Pete said, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Percy tells Pete, you wasn't around. I was around. You wasn't around, Pete. Pistol Pete says, Purse, I know, Purse. Percy says, you wasn't around, Pete. I was around. You wasn't around. Remember, you wasn't around. You wasn't here. You was in Miami, so don't do that. Pistol Pete said, listen, when I'm asking about my money, trust me, a lot of shit came up. Oh, no, we giving that nigga this amount of money. And I used to talk to TA. I heard TA, what TA got right now. They just gave you this amount of money. He said, yes, but I had to pay this. I had to pay that. I couldn't do it. I'm only getting paid $1,000. It's hard because I have to pay my rent. How could I give you 20%? Damn. Please, Jeff, give me a break. I was like, all right, TA, understand that you need it. He was getting paid more than what he said to you all. Percy's lying. He told me. Percy speaks. There's a lot of lying going on here, bro. That's why I stay out of shit. That's why I stay out of everybody's business, but right is right. He feeling how he feeling. Pistol Pete said, yes, but he's wrong. He's not right. He's wrong. Percy says, is he wrong for doing how he doing it? I don't know if he's wrong because he did holler at Joe. Joe curved him. Joe ain't want to hear nothing he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Then now this is his option. This is how he feel he needs to handle it. Is he right for doing it that way? I don't totally agree with him. I tried to stop him. He wanted to do it this way. I can't do nothing about that. Don't ever tell me bring a nigga to you. I'm not ever doing that. I'm not never doing that. Pistol P said, no, I'm just saying, no, listen, I know I will. If a nigga violate Purse and he around me, what? My nigga, you violating who? Oh, no, get in the car, bro. You're going to deal with Percy right now, buddy. Percy says, yes, but Pistol Pete cuts him off. I don't give a fuck. I'm a real nigga from the trenches, for real. I'm not going to let him violate my nigga. Percy says, he only think he said he want his money for his music that he wrote. I didn't see him say anything about Joe. Pay off and all of that. How do you know, Pete? You wasn't there. Pistol Pete said, you know how, nigga, be in the studio, Purse? Because I have done it. I've been to the studio where I have to give a nigga a line or two. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice line right here. Pete, you wasn't there. You wasn't there, so you can't talk about what you don't know. Pistol Pete said, a lot of us wasn't there. Percy says, I was there. Pistol Pete says, what? You was there for the one step. Percy says, I was there every time. Pistol Pete said, not that one time. I was there all the time for the song, bro. So this is a long transcript of Pistol Pete and this gentleman named Percy going back and forth. And whoever Percy is, I'm pretty sure Cuban Link is going to fill in the blanks. They tried to get Percy to tell TA, yo, let's meet up and talk about blase blase, or let's have some dinner, or let's kick it or something like that, and lure TA somewhere, at which point they was going to jump out and do the boogeyman to him and shit. But Percy wouldn't do it. So shout out to Percy, man. Oh shit, they said rest in peace Percy. So he passed away. They said he got killed. That's Percy, he got killed. Rest in peace to the OG. Rest in peace, Percy. He was a real one. He is dead. He stood his ground and didn't fall for the bullshit. I don't support Kiss anymore either. He's a clown and knows Joe was talking greasy. How long ago did Percy die? Because it was somebody that was affiliated with Terror Squad that passed away maybe like 5-6 months ago. Was that the same? Yeah. They said he got stabbed up. That's him. They said November. All right, 6 months ago. Yeah, I remember that. Rest in peace to him. He was a stand-up guy, man. He wouldn't do no slime ball shit. Was Percy black? Percy was black. Was Percy black? He looked at black. I remember seeing pictures of him. He was black. Shout out to Percy. Purse wouldn't let him get you. TA. Purse stood on business, man. He wouldn't let him get you, man. It's real nigga shit right there. He basically like, man, I don't care what he did. I ain't about to give him to y'all, man. Y'all crazy as fuck. I can't be We need more niggas standing on business like that, man. Protected TA, man. We need more niggas standing on business like that, man. It wasn't about no money. He was a strong stand-up nigga, man, for doing that. So, Percy wasn't scared. I got a lot of respect for him. I never met him. Rest in peace to him. But I remember, the stabbing that just happened. I remember that. They said in November he passed away. And I remember seeing pictures of him. He was black. Real nigga right there, man. He wouldn't give him up. He wouldn't give him up. He wouldn't give him up. If you give up your people, you's a dirty motherfucker, man. That would have sat on that man's conscience if they would have killed TA and shit. How would he would have felt? Just gave up a black man to them and they killed them and shit. He couldn't let that sit on his conscience, man. He did the right thing. He said, this shit feel like it's about to get wicked. He said, would you stand up like that? You already know what time it is with me when it comes to this black shit. How dare you? How dare you? The nerve of you. You already know where I stand when it comes to this black shit. The nerve of you. You already know what time it is. TA said if you stepped a person, you had to take it to death or jail. So, sounds like they had a mutual respect. I need y'all to like the video, man. It's over 1,200 people here, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. He said the dog in the yard is over. Yeah, they got other things to worry about besides podcasting. And that's probably the least of their worries right now, it's money on the flow. It's money on the flow for the rest of, what's this, Thursday? It's money on the flow for them niggas to at least probably like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, or until something else happens. But if this ends up being a trial, he gonna be in the same situation that Diddy's in and shit. He got a lot of fucking underage girls that's gonna be coming to court, and they got as far as Pistol Pete go, they got audio transcripts. I wonder, I guess that had to have been his phone tapped. They got audio transcripts of him trying to line somebody up to kill him. I know that TA listened to that shit and was like, damn, man, they was trying to kill me and shit. The niggas trying to line me up. Shout out to Percy, though. TA, I wonder, was he aware of Percy's loyalty when Percy was living, or was he, Percy could have, like, dealt with this with them. I wonder, did he go and tell TA, yo, kid, watch yourself, man. These niggas trying to line you up and shit. I wonder, did he take it to that extent? Whatever the case, in his absence, posthumously, we know a lot about Percy's character and his loyalty to black people and shit. Percy is from the same projects as Joe, Forest Projects. TA said Joe really didn't like black people past what they could do for him in the rap business. Joe was just transactional with black people. TA spoke very highly of Percy. Gully, I feel only you will ask the right questions to TA. I might ponder asking TA a few questions. I might poke the bear. But that's all I have for now, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Trifecta, some of y'all been ordering. I'm looking at the orders as I'm on here because my computer's right in front of me and shit. Trifecta, man. This is a libido, stamina, and circulation cocktail. Tailor-made for men. You know what I'm saying? And I take it myself. You already see what I'm doing to this t-shirt and shit. Y'all been here with me the whole time. Y'all watch me swell up. But when you're over 40, man, you need a little bit of help. So step your game up. Go to my website, therealdribble.com. The ingredients are right there. You can look them up. You can go to my website, and each of those ingredients and the benefits of these ingredients is all on my website, therealdribble.com. So go over there and check it out, man. I'm out of here. TheRealDribble.com. Go to my website and get busy, man. Get y'all some merch. It's summertime, man. This is one of my designs from the Fashion Bomb. This is on my other website, FashionBomb.com. I got 3 websites. I got PAKnit.com, I got FashionBomb.com, and I got TheRealDribble.com. So y'all go on over there, man. Spend some money, man. Y'all have a wonderful evening. It's money on the flow. It's money on the flow. Fat Joe to put money on the flow. And of course, their podcast is over. Peace.